gotta see this. Yeah. Hey, I remember syrup sandwiches and crime allowances. Finesse a nigga with some counterfeits.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So currently waiting on people to get ready so I can go and get my other car fixed. I gotta go and fix the radiator, and I brought some jumper cables to jump the battery, brought my tripod, and I'm gonna mess around with the car a little bit while it's raining and see if I can get the color back. I got some water so I can fill up the radiator. Alright guys, so I'm finally going to the car. I thought I was going to have somebody help me, but it's all good. I can record and get it all done at once. So I actually went to my friend's house and picked up some more tools. You guys can see that big old mess of tools. So instead of actually trying to get the car to run, I'm just going to take the radiator out and take it to my friend's house so they can patch it up with some fiberglass repair kit stuff. And yeah, so that's the only thing that's stopping me from being able to drive the car, besides the battery is completely dead, which I did bring jumper cables, and the windshield is completely spider webbed. But I'll show you guys the car when I get there. It'll probably look a lot better because it's raining out, and it won't look as like ruddy or whatever, because some kids caught it on fire about 2.5 years ago, and it's been sitting in the same spot ever since. So it started rusting out a lot and all that stuff, but I took some clear coat spray paint and spray painted the hood where it was rusting at, just to stop it from rusting even more, but I doubt it did anything. So I want to go down here to the car and set up the tripod, take the radiator out. I got the tools to take it all out, and I should be good. So I'm just going to take the radiator out, take it to my friend's house so he can patch it up, and throw it back in the car when it's not raining out, and hopefully it holds up. So it's kind of foggy out here. I'm right over top of the river right now, Little Miami River. But I'll see you guys when I get to the car. Alright guys, so I'm pulling in the driveway where my car is. And my car is such a beauty. So I said this in a previous video, and I'll say it again just so you guys know. When I had this car, I was going through a paint phase, and I wanted to paint the car and make it look a lot better on the inside. And yeah, so I painted a lot of stuff, but I'm here, it's on my left, and you guys ready? You guys ready to see the car? Bang! Alright, so I'm gonna get some tools ready and set up the tripod and get this radiator out. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like. So yeah, it's not bad. The windshield is completely effed. The hood, everything. I got the original headlights and the original grille for the car. It's in the trunk. And yeah, I went through a paint phase. So I painted these white, painted the lug nuts black, painted the little hubcap holder things purple. Right here is some damage from the fire. As you guys can tell, I love this color blue. It's Cobalt Blue Pearl B51P3. So yeah, everything got a little bit of paint to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys underneath of it. So, oh shit, there it is in all its glory. The big old powerful 2.2 liter V8. No, I'm just kidding, it's 4-cylinder. So, go ahead and put the hood prop up. Now the cool thing about these Hondas is you can actually take this little metal rod right here, put it in that hole, and which one did I put it in? There's one that's bent. I think it's this one right here. You can actually put it in that hole, and it'll hold the hood completely up towards the windshield. So this is what it looks like. The battery is taken out and all that stuff. I do have an aftermarket air intake on it, painted it blue, all that stuff. So this is the bumper, and it completely dodged the fuse box, which is what I like the most, because everything from the top of the fuse box all the way up is completely ruined. The windshield wiper blades are melted to the glass. The entire cowl plastic piece is melted. So yeah, the fire started right here. Some kid squirted lighter fluid on the windshield. It burned that, and it also got the dash a little bit. You guys can see it from the inside. The car is pretty filthy. There's a lot of mold growing in it now because the window was left down the whole time it sat here. So I'm gonna go ahead and dry the camera off, put the camera down so you guys can see how to do this. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started with it. So I've had this car for about 6 years, and I refuse to get rid of it. So even though it's all burnt up, I refuse to get rid of it. So need to remove the upper radiator hose. A lot of people hate these clamps, but I actually like them because they're so easy to move. And one way, if your hose is stuck like that, I'm not even sure if you guys can see that. Nope. Dang. Anyway, if your hose is stuck like this, just take your pliers like that, medium pressure, and wiggle it back and forth, just like that, and push on it, and there you go. Came right off. So now there's a 10mm bolt right here, here, and 4 at the bottom, and it takes off the fans. This fan is actually brand new. My car literally almost caught itself on fire a long time ago, and yeah, so here we are now. The other radiator hose is, I think, on this side of the radiator, not sure, but I'm gonna go ahead and get the other tools and take the radiator out the rest of the way. Alright, so hopefully I got this right, because if not, then we'll have to go back down to my buddies and get some more tools. So I'm guessing these are 10mm bolts, and good, they are. So go ahead and take these bolts out. There's a nut on the back of it. You guys probably can't see that on camera, but they're there. That's what these bolts screw into. Now just put this in a safe spot. I'm gonna put it right here on the valve cover. Another 10mm. Loosen it up and take it out. That was a lot easier. Okay, so now with the other engine cooler, see, this fan is for the engine, the other fan is for the transmission, and it cools them down. Dang, they know. Dang, that was on there. Is that one out of the way? Come on. I'll show you guys the interior after I get most of this taken out. I'm not sure on how long this video is going to be. Hopefully it's not too long and too boring for you guys. But yeah. So this car is actually the first couple of videos that I put on YouTube was this car. And The first video was you can't kill a Honda. Alright, so there, it's close now. Most of these bolts are pretty rusty, and you gotta just keep on loosening them up, get all that rust off the threads. Good thing I got this little poncho thing on, because I'd be getting soaked. And it's raining even more now. Right. Alright, so you guys can see this on camera. This right here, this blue thing, there's two bolts up here at the top. Let's see if I can get you guys a better view. So these two bolts right here have to come off. And they're 10mm as well. And these might actually snap. Hopefully I don't snap them. As a matter of fact, I'm about to just take this one off right here. Well, I need to get all these out, so hopefully they don't break. They're pretty rusted, so there we go. Come on. Wait. Alright. Heck yeah. Get this one loose. I'm standing in a huge mud puddle right now too. So that sucks. I'm actually surprised that these bolts actually came out. They're pretty rusted. So I'll put these up there. Now this will come off. You see the soot. I even painted all this right here too. This sticker right here got runt, so now I need to take these bolts out right here, if you guys can see them. Nope. So on this side there is two bolts, same as the other side over here. You guys can't see that, but and they're coming loose. Nope. That sucks. You guys can see that. This is my only 10mm too. Got the bolt out. No, it didn't. Oh my god. Alright, well, I'm gonna try it this way. You guys can't see it, but that triangle piece I showed you on the other side, I'm going to bend it up and out of the way. Just like this right here. Just like that. Now the radiator is pretty loose. The only thing that's holding it down is some bolts somewhere. I have no idea where they're at. Alright guys, so the other radiator hose is at the bottom of the radiator. I'm not going to show you guys on camera, but it's down there somewhere. I just gotta find it, take it off, pull the radiator out, and take the fans off, take them to my buddy's house, and have him patch that up right there. So this right here is what's wrong with the radiator. You guys can't really see it all that well because we did try to put JB Weld on it, and yeah, so it's covered in JB Weld, but when this thing was running, the radiator would build up pressure and you can see bubbles start popping out of the top. because there's holes in it. So I'm going to take it to my buddy's house and he's going to fix it for me. So since I'm here, if you guys have a Honda and you guys don't know what kind of motor it has in it, so this little piece right here, you can take that out and there's a hole in the block that's for the timing light, and directly underneath of that, which is this little piece right here, take some Scotch-Brite, clean the motor up, and it'll tell you exactly what motor it is. This is the F22A, and yeah, so it is an automatic. The doors shouldn't be locked. Alright, so, oh my goodness, would you look at this? Alright guys, I wasn't lying when I told you that there's mold growing in it. So that's pretty green. Here's the interior that I was painting blue. I don't know if that's water or radiator fluid, but there's the other wheel that I have. Oh my god, it stinks in here. That's the other wheel. And my goodness, there's just mold growing everywhere, man. Automatic. When I get this car home, I'll give you guys more of a detail of it and all the stuff. Right there is the windshield that's all busted up, and I got one of these like 4 years ago. I'm surprised it still works. It tells you, so it tells you the time, temperature, and date and all that stuff. So go ahead and show you guys the trunk real quick. Yes, I know it's got Honda Gold Wing stickers on it. So, oh my god, I didn't think it was this packed. But anyways, here's the JB Weld that we used last time. No free brand deals. Right here is one of the, okay, so right there's a battery. I'm glad I covered that up. So here's the original mirror. The reason why it's off is because when I got the car, this little black piece that you guys can see was broke at the top, and I went to the junkyard and got the entire mirror and took it apart, put this piece on. I didn't get to put it on all the way, but yeah. And I got original air intake box. This is the wheel well piece. Right here is the mud flap. And I think that's the other piece as well. Actually had my brother rip those off. I took my muffler off, and here's the exhaust tip. I still have the muffler underneath all this crap. Here's the original headlights and the original spark plug, original spark plug wires and all that stuff. So this mirror actually came off of this color car. I got a computer for the car. This goes to the mirror. I got all this stuff. So I even got the original grill, like I said earlier. So even though this car is all burnt and all that stuff, I'm really not worried about it because it didn't get anything that was the original. So I put these jank ass racing stripes on a long time ago. Here is No Fat Chick's Car Will Scrape. I put that on there because my cousin got in the car and she made it scrape when I was backing out of a parking lot. So here's the color code. I'm actually going to take this piece with me to get a can of paint made. So you guys can see there's like multiple different colors. And yeah, so here's my wheels. There's two on the back that match, and these two on the front that match. There's CB7 that I did a long time ago. I did the door handle thing. This was the very first modification that I did to the car. When I first got it, put the Honda thing on there. And these racing stripes right here are legendary. I actually paid a friend like 60 bucks to do these. So, and he didn't do it right either. I was wanting to make the racing stripes look like it was on fire. So I was wanting to have the flames like come up this way, make it look like it was on fire, but he did it like that. Still looks pretty badass. So keeping it like that. But I'm gonna be painting all this as soon as I get the car home. I got a lot of stuff that I want to do. If you guys watched the Chris Fix video on how to paint your valve cover, that's exactly the paint that I'm going to use on this. I'm going to do the same exact thing that he did. No, I'm not copying him. I just happen to have the paint already, and my car was painted blue way before that video even came out. I've had this car for about 6 years, and this was one of the first things that I did when I first got the car, besides the Honda emblem on the windshield. So no, I did not copy Chris Fix, but I will copy that when I get home, when I get the car home. So as you guys can tell, the wheel wells were jerked out and all that stuff, but paint's starting to mess up. It's actually starting to bubble up right here too. But this is a rare paint on these cars. Like I said, Cobalt Blue Pearl. B54 P3 is the color code. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this radiator out and get it fixed so I can get the car moving. It actually was sitting up there, if you guys can see all the mud or whatever. That's where the car was sitting, and I moved it like 10 feet forward. But yeah, this car still runs and drives. Yeah, you guys probably don't believe me because I'm not trying to start it up, but if you guys want to see proof that this car still runs and drives, go to my very first video, You Can't Kill a Honda, and that's me sitting in the car, starting the car up after all this happened. I haven't touched the car in like 4 months. This is the first time I've touched it in months. So yeah, go check that video out if you guys want to see proof of this car running. So anyways, that's all I'm going to have for this video, guys. I'm going to go ahead and jerk out the radiator and get it fixed so I can drive the car home and start completing this build for you guys. I hope you guys are excited as I am for this build. I do plan on repainting the entire car. So yeah, I'll give you guys a little backstory about this car when I finally get it home. So that's all I have for this video, guys. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Alright guys, I just want to show you that I finally got it out. And as you guys can tell, the radiator definitely needs to be replaced because it is clogged with whatever that green stuff is. And I actually end up snapping this little piece off right here. It goes to a cooler line or some sort. And the only thing that was holding me up was this right here, and I had to cut the wires because I could not get these two unclipped at all. And there's a hose that I had to take off right here, and the bottom hose, the top hose, that was the only thing that I needed to take off, other than the two clips on both sides for the fans. That's it. And I'm going to take the fitting that goes in here with me to see if I can get that redone or fixed or whatever. But I finally got it out. As soon as I turned the camera off, only thing I had to do was pull the radiator straight out the top, and here's the piece that broke off. Actually, it broke off on its own, so I got the little piece off, if you guys can see the fitting right here. And when I tried to put the pliers on it to get the rubber to loosen up on the metal, it broke itself off. So I'm going to get that piece off, take it with me to catch all of the radiator fluid. I'm surprised there is even radiator fluid left in it. But this is the hose that goes on the bottom where I showed you guys that. This is obviously the broken one. Bottom radiator hose. Once I pulled it up, I was able to unscrew this right here. There's radiator fluid right there, so I have it sitting just like that. The upper radiator hose is right there. I have it sitting up like that because there's radiator fluid in it still. And yeah, so all this right here has to be redone. If you guys can see all that white stuff, I think that might be for the transmission or the AC. I think it may be for the AC, but everything needs to be taken out, cleaned. And yeah, so I'm going to put this bucket of antifreeze inside of the car so nobody gets a hold of it or anything like that. So here's all the tools that I needed. It was basically just the pliers to get this hose clamp off, that hose clamp off, and this hose clamp off, and then I used a flathead to get this one off right here. And then once you do that, you could just basically pull the radiator right up at the top. Right here's one of the bushings that it sits in, and it goes right into that hole right there if you guys can see that. But yeah, I love this car and I'm not getting rid of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop the hood. That piece, it also fell on me too when I was working on it. So close the hood. This is what it looks like. So yeah guys, I do have the original grill and all that stuff in the car. So yeah, this pretty much wraps up this video, guys. Other than that, that's really all I have left for this video. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The scariest thing about being down here is all these trees are dead, and every time it rains like this, it rains hard and everything floods, and yes, these trees snap and go right onto the roads. There's been a few times where the trees have snapped and fell on top of cars while they was driving down. Down here is no joke. Everything is rotten because the water is right there. And yeah, so I got the radiator in the trunk, as you guys seen. I'm going to my friend's house so they can patch up the holes and hopefully get the metal piece that I broke off by accident fixed. So yeah, I'm going through another sketchy part because it's all rotted trees, but I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Lick a boss like to get on my channel. Give your life to be a solidified. This motherfucking shit is like Rambo when he's out of bullets. So what good is a fucking machine gun when it's out of ammo?